In 1967, Andy Warhol predicted that in the future, everyone would be famous for 15 minutes. Well, by January 2009, I had already been famous for 15 years. The only problem was, I didn't even know it. My name is Rob Stewart, and I live here in Brampton, Ontario. My least favorite question is, what do you do for a living? Because then I have to say I'm an actor, and then you have to say, oh, what would I have seen you in? And I'm supposed to list the 50-odd TV shows I've done over the last 20 years until we come to the uncomfortable realization that you haven't seen me in anything. But that's the life of a Canadian actor. We labor in obscurity. Some of us may dream of being famous one day, of never having to answer that dreaded question, but we know it's unlikely. We're more than happy to just pay the bills, and we all know how hard that can be. So hard for me, in fact, that for a long time, my son and I had to live right here. I had managed to survive in LA for over 10 years, but one bad year, and it was over. I was 47, I was broke, and I was living with my parents. I have no doubt that at first they enjoyed us being there. They got to know their grandson in a way they never could have had we stayed in LA. But time went by, and despite the many auditions, my career went nowhere. 7 years passed, and they began to fear that I would never leave. Living right beside me was my childhood friend, Marc Vespi. He was 37, broke, and living with his parents. He was a writer and an artist, and, like me, he had fallen on hard times.
You want to read some more?
We began working feverishly together on projects, TV shows, webcasts, anything to get us out of our parents' basements.
There's nothing good on this page either.
They all failed miserably. Until one day, the project we'd been looking for fell right on my laptop. You see, years ago, in 1990, I became the star of a CBS TV show called Tropical Heat, a show about a cheesy beach bum detective in Florida named Nick Slaughter. Yes, you heard that right, Nick Slaughter. Every week I flashed my chest, bedded the girl, and of course, solved the crime. The show ran for 3 years, every Monday night at 11:30 p.m. Not an ideal time. Or at least it wasn't until David Letterman replaced us in 1993. Yeah, he seems to have done all right with it. Anyway, the show was canceled. I cut off my ponytail, and I never got recognized again. My 15 minutes of fame were up. Until 20 years later, when the administrator from a Facebook fan site wrote me a letter. The letter that would change my life.
Dear Nick, probably you don't know anything about Serbia. Here, people are friendly, but in the world they see us as bad people. During the 90s in Serbia, we had a lot of problems. Hyperinflation, sanctions, Slobodan Milosevic, war against Croatia and Bosnia. And our TV programming was very poor. Then our national television started to broadcast Tropical Heat. People were running from reality to your show. And in a short time, Nick started to become very popular here. That's when the first slogan appeared on a wall in one building in Belgrade. Slaughter Nick, Serbia salutes you. In 1996 in Belgrade, there were massive student protests against our dictator Milosevic. And because of that, we set up a slogan. Nick Slaughter for president. Even our popular punk rock band, Atheist Rap, wrote a song about you.
They wrote a song about you, and they ran you for president. How the hell did you not know?
My parents' basement or Serbia? Tough call.
Thanks, Mom. I won't. I love you. Got my suitcases. I'm ready to go. We're shaking hands. I'm like, yeah, we're going to have a good time. And he says, do you have your passport? And I'm out the front door. And I didn't. So that could have been the end right there.
And why are you wearing a suit?
I, first of all, never wear a suit, and this isn't even mine. I walked off the set of the movie with this and just kept walking.
You're all ready for the press conference, but... It didn't like its finger, right?
Yeah.
Because, why?
Because he's not human?
Touchscreen doesn't work for him.
No. It doesn't read scales, it reads fingerprints.
Gotta be there at 7, gate 169.
At 7 o'clock?
At 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Ready to go, kids?
Wow.
Let's do this. Going in. Come on, Marcus.
Hang on.
Wake up, man. We're making a movie. I didn't really prepare very well, so I just threw in what was in my closet and on the floor into the suitcase.
Right.
Apparently, it's 6 pounds overweight.
We're off to a beautiful start here. Bob's like 6 kilos over because of his 8x10 headshots. He's got about 500 of them.
For the fans, it's not banded, right? Marc, where are we?
We're in Munich, I believe.
Where are we going?
Going to Belgrade. We're on a bus.
You're a star, Bob. Act like it.
He doesn't like me playing air guitar. Not that anyone should have to justify playing air guitar, but there was a reason. You see, the band that had written a song about me, Atheist Rap, had offered me a chance to play with them live in concert. And that's really how the whole thing started. Just a boyish fantasy about being on stage with a band. Because I still wasn't entirely convinced about all the other stuff in the letter, about being so famous. I didn't get recognized once in customs.
Not one person. I was recognized once.
Excuse me. Okay, please. Thank you. Mr. Stewart needs his time.
Nothing.
But they were there. A really warm, pleasant crowd in their Nick Slaughter Hawaiian shirts, with their DVDs waiting to be signed. It was a gentle way to start what would become the best 2 weeks of my life, a national event, dubbed in the press Slaughtermania. Was I nervous that day? Yes, I was, but not for the reasons that you'd think. I was nervous because I sensed there was something deeper here than just a popular TV show, something emotional, poignant, just beyond my grasp. But the moment I stepped through those doors, I knew everything was going to be okay. Because I didn't feel like some celebrity waving his fans. I felt like a friend, being welcomed home.
How are you, buddy? Nice to meet you.
After Radulay, we finally met our other Skype friends face to face. Bonnie Antovich and his team from MediaNet. Even Srdja Popovic was there, the young activist who had led the revolution against Milosevic. We were in a rush to get to the first press conference, but they allowed me a little time to thank the people who had come out to greet me.
Everybody's tall here. It's a bloody tall country.
Hey,
What did I say?
Radulay!
How are you, my friend?
It's good to finally meet you, man.
Yes.
Yes, face to face.
Hey, you will give me time to just like accommodate to English or.
Oh,
No problem,
Your
don't
English is
worry.
already better than Marc's.
Rob's been practicing his ass off trying to learn the song, man.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me if I'm playing it right.
It's simple. It's simple.
Yeah?
It's
playing
not
it like on the fifth fret, like dun, 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 dun,
It's
dun,
not
dun, dun.
simple,
You may-
man. I watched him try to learn it.
Put the cigarette down. Put the cigarette
We're
down.
going in?
Thank you.
No problem. What's your name?
Milos.
Milos.
Nice
to meet you. I'm Robert.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Now, maybe it's because it had never happened to me before, and it's certainly not likely to ever happen again, but I remember thinking at the time, why do celebrities get tired of this? Because honestly, I could have done that for the rest of my life.
What's the average height here? 9 feet. Nice to meet you, boys.
Thank you.
Okay, Rob. Okay, how do you handshake here? How do you boys? This way, it's all.
It's like a beautiful style like this.
Like that? Yeah. All right. Whoa, cameras. Of course. Always. Excellent.
Bravo.
Bravo. Through. Onward.
Gospodin Bogdan Erdeljan, Muzej zaboravljenih umetnosti, Radule, ateist rap grupa I gospodin Rob Stewart, alias Nick Slaughter.
Rob, welcome to Belgrade. And all these people are in part here to hear why you're here, what brings you here, and of course, to welcome you.
All right. I had no idea until 6 months ago that tropical heat was so famous here.
Okay. They don't need a translation.
Okay, perfect. So
We learned a lot of English from the tropical heat.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And the first contact we made, Marc wrote a crazy email to Radule, and he answered us a week later. We started to talk. He mentioned the concert, and we said, well, what a great, that's a perfect wraparound to come here, to force ourselves to get ready on time. And so we decided to do, hit the concert and also do our documentary at the same time. When this whole thing started happening and Marc and Liza and I started doing this, it hit me about halfway in. Wait a second. My brother's Serbian. We adopted him when he was 5 years old. He went around from foster home to foster home. And years later, when he was a teenager, he wanted to search his birth records. And my mother and father helped him to do that. And he found out that his parents were from Yugoslavia and of Serbian descent. Like, the coincidences started to become, also the lawyer that we got for the project to get this production done, born in Serbia. And then our bartender, the first night that we celebrated that we were doing this movie, he's named Branko, he's Serbian. Suddenly in Brampton, this small town, everybody was Serbian. It was great. So we knew we had to come.
And so ended my first press conference ever. Went without a hitch. I felt like I was making a toast at a family dinner. Fortunately, I didn't realize at the time that every TV station in Serbia had cut into that press conference live. That was the real beginning of Slaughtermania. It wouldn't manifest for another 24 hours or so, but that was the moment when an entire nation decided to get behind us, making the next 2 weeks the most magical time of my life.
Get it? Well done. And then there's them. Can we stop here, Bonnie?
It was an amazing hotel. And I should note that the very first thing that Vespi said to me when we came up with this crazy idea was, Stewart, we need a good hotel. We need a presidential hotel. And man, did they give us one.
Milos? Rob. Nice to meet you. We know. Okay. Hello.
Hello, welcome.
How are you, I'm Rob? You are?
Jelena?
Jelena. You don't pronounce the j, it's a ya.
Yes.
Jelena.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, hello.
Can we get your passport?
Yes. Yeah. 304. Whoa. Oh, don't let Marc see this. Do not let Vespi see this. Whoa. Are you kidding? Whoa, living room. Nice. Oh, look at that view. Look at that view. Unbelievable. That's perfect. Yeah? Yeah, you should not expect that. It's all this way?
Cheers.
Salud.
Wait a sec.
Whoa.
I mean,
Cheers.
welcome.
Thanks, gentlemen. Great job.
Živeli.
I was given an hour or so to settle in and contemplate our next step. Apparently, Vespi had offered my services for a commercial to help pay the bills while we were here. He wasn't sure what the product was. He said the Serbs had taken care of that. But I couldn't get a straight answer from them either. No, don't worry, Rob. Very simple. That's all I got. So having never done a commercial in my life, I walked in blind.
Ciao, hi.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Okay.
How you doing?
Yes?
I don't know what I'm doing here.
On kaže da ne zna šta treba da radi.
A ovdje ćemo da uradimo jednu malu pričicu o jednom novom uređaju, hard disku, jednoj tehnologiji koja je napravio naš prijatelj koji se bavio modernom tehnologijom.
Yeah, the black market
Yes.
trafficking.
And that's some kind of hard disk,
Yeah.
which we have to make a commercial for that stuff.
You want me to make a commercial for
Yes, with-
stolen black market goods, or
No.
What's the point?
Which called Mazzola.
Mazzola.
Can you repeat Mazzola?
Okay. That's right.
You see, that's design like,
I like the bag, it's nice.
something from radio station from 50s.
Yeah.
We make a deal later. With you. I
know. But so that's, okay. Well, we'll make a deal later. But I'm saying, okay. But if I do a commercial, I'm an actor, right? If I do a commercial for
On
something,
kaže, on je glumac, ako radi reklamu,
I gotta know what the deal is. That's all. That's all.
on treba da zna kakav je deal, kakav je dogovor.
Commercial, he gets this.
Really? Okay.
Maybe Bane make a deal.
It's okay. Look,
Yes,
you know what?
that's the deal.
Okay.
You agree to show that?
We
Is
don't
that what I
even know
said?
what you're gonna do yet.
What am I doing?
What is this?
Hey, now I explain.
If you get naked, he gets the big one.
Da li treba
You get naked and get in there. He gets
Just
the
a
bigger
second.
one.
For the look, what kind of picture do you want?
To put you in the ball?
You want me in the ball?
Yes.
And then Bonnie takes me in the ball? Is that
No,
what?
you will go just down in the water, if you would like. It's really like adventure. I think you're the
Oh, no, I don't want to go in the water.
person. Why not? I tried. Everything is sure.
I don't want to go in the
It's
water.
adventure.
You have safety in the ball.
Samo molim te.
Safety in the ball. Go ahead. Do it again. One more time. I got it.
One more time.
I didn't hear you.
I tell you only once.
Okay.
And never more.
Okay.
I tell you once.
I'm listening.
Najbrža
Najbreža
i
I
najsigurnija, najsigurnija.
najsigurni.
That's
I
me.
can't learn that. I can't learn that.
Or
Can't we
Masala.
subtitle it? We'll subtitle it. You're gonna have to translate it anyway into fucking Bulgarian where he stole
we
it.
don't
Can I
have anything
cue cards?
to... Maybe somebody...
Says it, and I'm inside. Are they gonna be in the bubble with me?
That's a good idea.
Translator in the bubble with me. I need a very small Serbian
Idiot. No
translator.
idiot to explain you.
Okay, but I can't say that line.
You must be Nick Slaughter in this ball. I forget to explain that.
Really? Nick Slaughter in a ball, and it really
Nick Slaughter must
with
be
a
in the
fucking
ball.
stolen hard drive.
Because he said Nick Slaughter is undestroyed, like this.
Bolji slogan, ajde napravimo novi slogan.
That's good slogan.
Ne, bolji slogan je sljedeći. Nick Slaughterу i Mazzoli ne može niko ništa.
Are you sure that you could do it? Nick Slaughter and Mazzola is untouchable.
Untouchable. No, that's not right. It's
Undestroyable.
indestructible.
You think something.
Yeah, okay. Wait, anybody else need any computer equipment that I can do a commercial for?
Somebody want ice cream or something like
Yeah,
that?
you know, anything I can do. I'm here all week. Is that breathable air in there? Can I breathe in there?
Enough, half hour you can breathe.
How long is the shoot gonna
5
take?
minutes. Sad snimam.
Spremite se, radimo reklamu, radit ćemo...
Real quick.
I spremi se čak i da slikaš krupno kad ga dopumpavaju, duva vazduh strašno.
Okay. This is retarded. Slaughter and Mazzola, indestructible.
Cut! Same. It's excellent, but for laboratory, you know?
Okay. I'm running out of breathable air.
Okay, camera, roll, action.
Wait. Slaughter and Mazzola,
indestructible.
Cut! I don't tell you a full truth, you know. I tell you, you have a guest for half hour, but in fact, there is a 5 minutes. But if I tell you 5 minutes, you come in a panic, you know, and because of that, I explained that you have a half hour to be relaxed.
Of course, you're thinking of me. Yeah.
I think of you, don't
Of course. Of course.
You understand me?
Thank you for your
One day, I
compassion.
hope some enterprising young PhD candidate does a paper on the connection between hardship and humor, because these guys were flat out funny. I mean, I was probably the most popular guy in the country at that moment, and the first thing they do is dress me up and toss me in a bubble.
Okay.
Why? Because it was funny.
When do we start shooting our documentary?
The first interview was with a talented young actor named Djura. He represented the generation most affected by both the wars and the TV show. Because they went hand in hand, the worse it got outside, the more they traveled inside to the world of tropical heat.
Okay, first of all, we're both actors.
Yes.
Right? 2 different countries, but...
I'm proud to be your colleague.
I'm proud to be yours, sir.
Tropical Heat was the first, and in that time, maybe the only show on our television that we were watching. So it was rerunning, you know, that story for a lot of times, and that was something like when I was 4th grade until my 7th grade. I'm sure that I was the first in Serbia that had the original DVDs. Actually, it's my pocket right now.
Is that right?
Yes, the
a
original
real fan.
DVDs.
Right on.
Yes, the real fan. And later I bought 2nd season.
I just bought those 2 myself.
And,
I had never had them.
And 3rd season.
You got them all.
Yes, I got them
I'll
all.
sign them.
Actually, Tropical Heat was somehow, in some point, why I decided to be an actor.
Really?
Yeah, not because of very good production or very good acting or anything, but actually I wanted in that time, I wanted to be in this paradise, like it said here.
Yeah, I still want to be there. Yeah.
Yes, and because everything, we didn't have passports, we couldn't go anywhere without visas during the 90s, and I was here, like in this yard. You know?
Yes.
Maybe I'm going to village to my grandparents or something like that, but I wanted to, actually I more wanted to shoot this kind of series, but to act in them, you know, like someone to see me in that shows. But later when I saw, again, like 10 years later, when I watched these DVDs, yes, I saw that that's a B or C production and everything like that, but I can imagine how good time you had when you were shooting that, and that's why I like this show more now.
What's your take on why it became like? When I first saw it was Nick Slaughter for president, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, what's your take on how did it happen? This phenomenon. It's very strange.
It happened because Nick Slaughter and Silver Girard were the only good guys on TV in that time, and something different than the life that we were living in that time. And everybody was watching Tropical Heat on every rerun, on every television and every show. So I think that our weapon in the fight against regime was humor.
Hi, I'm Nick.
So we had those slogans for Sloteranika za predsjednika and so on. And I think that was the weapon that the regime couldn't fight with that, you know, because they didn't have humor. We knew that it was our joke, and they didn't understand what our joke means. So that was our weapon.
On the front?
On the front, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do it right across here on my ribs.
Yeah, right.
The chest, you won't be able to read the black.
Actually, hairy chest, we call it Nick Slaughterka.
Is that right?
Yeah, right.
That's funny. Yeah. Excellent.
Oh, you have a Nick Slaughterka.
Cool.
The next morning, after partying with some enthusiastic fans till 7 a.m., I arrived at the set of a popular TV show, where I was to be the only non-Serbian contestant in a game I didn't understand.
All right, up we go. Hey! Okay, guys, we got rain coming. That's gonna kill hair and makeup, so let's just get it done there. Yeah, let's go.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You're
too,
real.
sir.
You're real.
Well, little small
Flesh.
and older.
No.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go to the washroom.
Do it?
Then I'm going to come back here, and
Then you're going to die.
And then they're going to do prosthetics and special effects right here.
Definitely. I don't think it will help.
I'm going to the washroom, man. You can't follow me. It's not that kind of movie, Chuck.
Dobroveče vama želim. Dobroveče I dobrodošli u piramidu Nick Slaughter.
Yeah, that was a rough day. I had a hangover in one ear and a simultaneous translator in the other. And I was not entirely convinced I could pull it off.
Please, this is your spot. Molim vas! Nick Slaughter u piramidi! Molim vas, molim! Gospodine, please, samo. Da li će biti problem ako vas zovem Nick Slaughter? Nikako ne mogu da se naviknem.
You can call me Nick Slaughter in Serbia, yeah, for the rest of my life.
Živeo testosteron!
Živeo ljubavni tepih!
Ljubavni tepih. Čovek sa ljubavnim tepihom pored tebe. Jedan od najvećih fanova. Oh, that's it. We want to see that. Nick Slaughter. Thank you very much. It was great.
Officially, you're become the honorary citizen of Žarkova.
What do you think about Serbia?
I love Serbia. The women are very tall.
Condoms? Is this for the party tonight? Or...
My wife asked me, what you better do with that?
I thought they were clapping for something out there.
Sounds a little bit like the Oscars. You're going to collect our award fund.
I'm going to see the man that brought tropical heat to Serbia on a day that's hotter than Key Mariah. It's going to be a sweatshop in there. So, Robert, tell me a little bit about the political climate in Serbia at the time you acquired tropical heat.
Yugoslavia suffered this huge break because we were split into the 6 parts of what used to be one country. And that was so severe blow that only that to survive and to continue with your own life would be very hard to achieve. We were restricted. And that was the time when these wars with Croatia and everything started, and it was obvious that the Dark Age of Milosevic was on the way. People were slowly getting depressed because of all that. It was essential to show that we were not afraid anymore. My idea was to do something just to make some kind of contrast to all that. So I said, what should be done? It is known in the TV world that TV series are the best if you want to gather the regular attention of the viewers, because in the former Yugoslavia, we more or less all went to the Croatian seaside, and at the summertime, everyone in Belgrade loved to go there, and we were cut out of that. And that was summertime, and everyone was a bit depressed. I said, okay, we will put something on the screen that would give us some hope. It has to be, you know, shiny series that should be close to the seaside. And of course, at the time,
Baywatch was something like a series that was most popular, and that was a similar kind. But I never trusted that Baywatch would do very good at the time in Serbia. I just wanted to have something that average audience would be able to identify with. So if you see David Hasselhoff, he's the guy who is, let's say, good looking, but mostly for American women. He's not the type that should be so in Serbia or even in Eastern Europe. And by some accident, I got in the possession of the leaflet. That was the first leaflet of, I believe, of Tropical Heat. And the moment I've seen this, I said, my God, this guy looks like my neighbor, you know. Nick looked very much as a Serbian. Straight away, it seemed that it had high degree of possibility of identification of our audience with this program. I wanted to have a series that nothing would go to the extreme, not extreme violence, not extreme sex, whatever. It turned out that the Tropical Hits just offered all that was needed. It was like that series was made for Serbia at the time. And I was very excited. I knew that it has to be huge success. It was actually broadcasted on 4 channels in succession. Every run was with the higher ratings. I knew that we succeeded when I saw kids that were something like, I don't know, 5 years old, and they would call themselves Sylvie or Nick, and I said, this is the one. Everyone was very glad that we were able at the time to have some window to the, let's say, brighter future or brighter present or whatever, you know.
So besides finding out I wasn't as handsome as David Hasselhoff and looked like Robert Nemechek's neighbor, I discovered the real reason for the deep emotional undertones I had sensed at the airport. You wouldn't know it by walking the streets today, but their world had been shattered by war and economic sanctions. They needed a simple, blue sky escape. And despite its multitude of flaws, Tropical Heat definitely offered that.
You hear that, Marc?
What?
Tadic, old president,
Yeah.
new president.
I know. And also, here's what Lou pointed out. Tadic, only on the front page. You, both back and front. 3 pictures of you, 1 picture of Tadic.
Alexander, first of all, thank you for...
Nice to meet you.
Talk a bit about media from your angle, because you've been in the media in Serbia since, well, when it was still Yugoslavia, I assume. And you've seen all the changes throughout the 90s and now for the last 9 years after the overthrow of Milosevic. In the student protests, 96, 97, were you involved in them at all, in terms of any support or covering stories that they did?
In those times, I was working for B92, which was, in those times, very, very, very popular radio station in Belgrade. We used to cover all the time these demonstrations, and it was the first, how to say, big step in popularization of B92, because regime tried to kill us a few times to cut our transmitters and antennas.
Did you have journalistic friends that were arrested and were...
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Couple of friends of mine are dead. They were journalists and they are shot.
The fear that you had, because knowing that friends were taken away, fellow journalists, colleagues, and dying, was every day for you a moral choice between the truth and danger?
If I, will look what's going on my back, or did somebody listen my phone or something, I will bring myself, to paranoia, and this was a madness, and that's why I think that all of us who were working as independent journalists in this couple of these independent media was, living our normal lives and trying not to think about that.
The importance of what B92 did and covering the stories, that the fact that they could, you know, get that transmission to the people, how much of a factor of the success of those protests were you guys?
Milosevic was, you know, evil but clever man. And he didn't give us permission or in any kind to broadcast all around the country. But we were clever also. And we made a deal with BBC and the Voice of America and some other friends of us in international organizations. And we are going to satellite, and some local stations all around Serbia took our programs, you know, in the little, small, independent radio stations. And this was the way how we, you know, gave our information all around the country. It was very, very important.
You covered these as a journalist, these protests. Were they successful? The
Yes.
96, 97 ones. Yeah.
96, 97 was successful, you know. Protests started because of the stealing of elections. They were going for more than 80 days. And at the end, demonstrators won. You know.
They got their local elections overturned.
Yes, it was, I think, that first big win against Milosevic.
But to really understand the student protests, I had to talk to Srdja Popovic. He's the co-founder of the student movement Otpor, widely credited as one of the main factors in the overthrow of Milosevic. Few people alive understand nonviolent revolution better than this man. In 2011, Foreign Policy magazine added Srdja Popovic to their list of the top 100 global thinkers.
I can think of no one better to walk us through the context of the resistance movement in the 90s in Serbia.
The first bliss of democracy in Serbia started in 1989. That was the end of the communism as we know it, okay? Tito was dead and former Yugoslavia was start splitting apart. The Berlin Wall was down and the new winds were blowing throughout Europe. Behind that we had the first breakout of oppositional energy and tries to attempt to stop the war in Croatia in 1991. And the first big opposition demonstrations. The country was falling apart, everything was smelling like war. Then we entered the ugly 90s, of which Nick Slaughter, your character, was our good spirit. The first student protests occurred in a student square in Belgrade. They were pretty intellectual, very funny. For the first time, the elements of humor were used. 96, 97 was the second big attempt. It was all triggered by the victory of the opposition on the local elections. Milosevic lost local election. They sent all the election results to the court. All the judges were theirs. And then they annulled the results of the election. And that triggered the really big response. If you really want to get people involved into any kind of movement, social movement, environmental movement, political movement, it must be personal. So the moment when somebody is messing up with your personal vote, it is becoming very personal. And then for the first time, the students got organized. And you could see Belgrade boiling with this positive energy, the energy in which Nick Slaughter was a hero, the energy in which these wonderful slogans like Slaughter uniče, Žarko ti kliče. This energy and enthusiasm, this volcano of civic energy, which was like, you know, when you put too much pressure on the pot, you know, there is one point in which steam starts coming out. Every day there were like 10 to 15,000 people walking in the morning in the students' marches, and then like close to 30, 50, depending on the situation, sometimes 100,000 people walking in the afternoon marches. And you know, when you open the TV news, nothing is happening. So, I mean, the people were like, I would really like to live in the country from a TV news. I don't know where it is. It's probably somewhere where the tropical heat is a central place to, you know, go to that bar in the evening and, you know, everything is nice. Then the marvelous people from students' propaganda start thinking about, you know, how to deal with the police, which was blocking the streets. Police will start using these cordons, you know, these standing lines to block the walks. So people get cold, they get bored, they go home. So that was their first tactics. When they blocked the walks and the number of people was falling, it was 3 months, 100 days, every single day, twice a day, in 24 cities. So that's how we wanted, you know, to prove that we're not going to give him to steal the elections. Because if he wins, then the elections in this country would mean nothing forever. We bought our ticket to freedom on a free and fair elections and a brave nonviolent struggle. And this is the reason why we have at least partly democracy and some hopes for the future now in 2009.
Novi Sad was another key location in the student protests of the 90s and the later revolution in 2000. But we were here to immerse ourselves in another form of dissent, one that is no less effective, but a hell of a lot more fun. Punk rock music. First, the press conference for the concert, and after that, my first rehearsal with Atheist Rap.
We wrote an email, actually, to Atheist Rap because we'd heard they'd written a song.
Right. I think it's better.
They've offered me to play on stage, which should be ridiculous because I haven't played in 30 years. That was it. That's all I know right there. We'll just do a little. Okay, it's enough. But it'll be fun. And I think I know the song. I think.
Let's practice once more.
Okay.
First time I fucked up. Second time it was almost good.
You know the title of this song?
Well, I do. It's Slatko Serbia T. But I wanted to. This is
You like the song?
I love the song. Well, because I didn't know punk. Marc knows punk better than me. I didn't know punk very well, but I thought in my head that it was just really simple 3 chords and play them as loud as you can. Too loud?
Yeah.
For the guy, I don't know why it's that loud now.
That's about
better.
Yeah.
But it's a little more tasteful and complicated than that. Look, if all goes wrong, they'll just take out my amplifier plug.
You know this.
I think I'm going to be good. I've been practicing it, so I think it's going to be okay. I kind of fucked up there, but I know where I fucked up.
Hey, that's good.
But I've been working hard at it. I'm pretty confident that if they turn my amplifier way down, I think I can get through it.
It'll sound good.
It'll sound great.
Rob, this is my father, Biser. Rob Stewart, Nick's father.
Three? Yeah, okay. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He's a great supporter of Atheist Rap. It took him 20 years to realize that we're not just screwing around.
That it's serious.
That it's serious. Yeah.
What was the first time when he saw you on TV?
I don't know. Back in 1994.
Did that make him, like, was that a moment? When was the first moment he said, hey, you guys are real?
No, somebody told him.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, Eko, we saw your son on TV.
He thought it was like you were going to jail or something? Thank you. So you actually worked here?
I work here since 2002.
Is that all? In 1998, when I was talking to Vlad, he said you guys were really, really hitting success. In 98, but just no money in the country.
Yes.
And your dad's the boss? Your dad and the uncle?
I'm the boss.
Just because he can't understand English, right?
Pita si gaz, ja rekao, ne, ja sam gaz, kaže, jel to samo zato što ne razumeš engleski?
Well, that's good. I'm
very
glad to meet you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You got a good kid here. I want you to ask him.
He phoned me yesterday. He was watching a TV special about 80s rap on RTV, no, Vojvodina.
Yeah.
And he phoned me and go, oh, but I told you so. I was thinking you're just fucking around, you know, but you're some mean gang.
Yesterday?
Yesterday. Yeah, I said, hey, yes, we are. He said, hey, it took me 20 years to finally realize that, okay.
Pa sam ja bio mali kad sam gledao onu seriju.
He said when he was watching the series of Nick Slaughter, you know, he was a little kid.
Hey, this is crazy.
Hey.
This is gasoline.
Yeah. This is gasoline made by my father.
All right.
Plum brandy.
Nisam spremio, nemam čuturu, nisam spremio čuturu.
We're going to drink this, Mark.
Oh, my goodness.
Lord. Well, Lord hates a coward.
I don't.
No? Yeah, you don't drink, yeah. Okay. Okay. Salud. Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers.
Na zdravlje.
Na zdravlje.
Daj život ime.
Yes.
Ola la.
Oh, that'll grow more hair on my chest.
But it's milled. It's milled one.
It's what? That's mild?
Mild.
Three. Thank you.
Jako svega, ovo što si sipao, se malo odvalit kao čuska.
Wow, that's strong.
Whoa! Stewart's drunk. My stomach's on fire.
We go? Okay. Is that where the stage is going to be on Saturday night?
Yes.
Can you walk me up there and just?
Hey.
Yeah. I want to see. I want to see where we're gonna play. Are you going to get up and?
No.
It's over.
I finished my. I'm now organizer of this concert.
Yes.
I take the part of this concert because I'm organizer of this concert.
Yes.
Here will be the stage.
Yes.
You will be, I think, here with your guitar.
Okay.
Radule be there. Dr. Pop here.
Yes.
And singing.
Is there a stage, or we do it right here with the people?
Yes.
A little bit.
People will be there.
Don't jump.
No. I can't do one of these into the crowd. Will they catch me?
Stage diving.
Did you ever
always.
do it?
I'll be there to catch you.
You'll catch me.
If you going stage diving, I'll be there to catch
Have you ever done it? The stage dive? You?
Yes.
They catch you, huh?
Yes. One
It's
time.
best if they catch
It's
you.
best if they catch you.
Jednom su se sklonili pa sam pao.
One time they moved.
No. Are you serious?
Yes.
Do you have to wear a jock, a protection, in case a hand or a fist or something?
Oh, no.
No hockey equipment?
No, I use this equipment when I was in the sport, kada sam branio rukomet. I was in the goalkeeper in the handball.
In a handball.
Oh, okay, yeah, then you wear it.
Yes.
Yeah. But not for a punk concert.
Not for punk concert.
Okay.
Contrary what people think, punk concerts are actually very, very, how to say, they are not...
It's violence.
Violence. There is
Okay.
not violence. There is no violence, but people are supportive and people are helping, each other.
See, this is good to know. And also, I wanted to ask you this, because Atheist Rap, Radule was telling me that they went to the Bosnia and the Croatia.
Yes.
So punk music transcends all the old bad feelings, right? Like, you can translate.
Ateist rap je svirao u
Da,
Hrvatskoj,
u Bosni, punk muzika
On
je-
pita, punk muzika zapravo povezuje I prelazi
Naravno,
granice.
of course.
Of course.
See, that's a great...
Možeš zaustaviti čoveka na granici,
You can stop
ali
guy
muziku,
at
ideju
the
ne
border,
možeš. Ali
but music and idea
You
are
can-
unstoppable.
Exactly, yeah. Nice. Hey!
How old were you when the show was playing? You must have been maybe 16, 14.
Young.
I can't understand. I can remember, but it was a show for all time.
I gotta talk to some people.
Yeah, I know. Well, you want to get some standard questions. The only thing is, it's like when you're you're talking to somebody about. So, what was it that you liked most about me? So, when did you first discover that I was great?
Yeah, I want it to be about Atheist Rap.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you? Hey, I'm good, man. How are you?
And finally it came, the night of the concert. I can't express how excited I was, how nervous, how truly grateful. It was a childhood fantasy, and I will be eternally grateful to Atheist Rap for that opportunity. If the children of Serbia had tropical heat as their comfort blanket in their youth, mine was the dream of playing guitar on stage.
Hello, Novi Sad. Welcome to Manual Forgotten Arts Museum. Thank you for coming.
I'm going to try to play guitar. We'll see. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So enjoy the concert. Have a great time. Drink rakia. Drink lots of beer. And have fun.
Superkiks koji se zove Dime i veliki moj drugar. To je izvesni Rob Stewart iz Kanade, Toronto. Vidjeli ste ga 2 puta, do 3 puta, do 100 puta, do milion puta na televiziji. Ne zna Radule mađarski, džaba mu govoriš. Gospodin Rob Stewart je izjavio želju da ja bacim njegovu košulju vama.
Nije rekao da je spališ.
Ja ću par puta probati.
A da li bi tako bacio kulen onaj od ludih krava?
Hvala grupi Lude krave na kulenu što su nam dali, to nećemo baciti, bacit ćemo si u stomake malo kasnije. Ček samo malo. Samo probam da vidim kako je, ako ne ustanem za 5 sekundi onda zovite ove crvene.
Bravo, Novi Sad! I don't speak Serbian very well at all. But I want to thank the best fucking band in the world, Atheist Rap.
It's only because we are the only band you listen ever.
And it's still my favorite fucking band. No, but I want to thank them. That's the only reason we ended up coming here is because they made it possible and they were the first guys we talked to.
Srdja ti kliče!
Ti si kasih detektiva, za korak si ispred sviju. Prepreke za tebe nema, visoka ti je stručna sprema. Ti si kasih dočuvana, tebe brate ribe love. Žena ti je načitana, a frizura zalizana. Ti si kasih avantura, šta god smisliš tako bude. Donosiš nam bolje sutra, vidiš narode i ljude. Zlate runiče, Srbija ti kliče i Makedonija! Povedi nas u pobede, sa tomu šanse su nam jake. Jer okupljaš tako dobro žene, decu, starce, džake, radnike i neradnike, seljaštvo i sudorceli, supermene naših dana, sve nas ti.
I wanted that song to last forever. I was filled with such joy, such enthusiasm. And I don't think I've smiled that much since I was 5 years old.
Veliki majstori srpske lože su nas prešli. Izgubili su vlasti vođu. Sačuvali su kulturu i koncept.
When I was young, I didn't understand absolutely anything. There was this song. Yes. Oh my God, I liked it.
I love that song.
When I used to cry when I was a baby, my dad recorded that song, and he just played it, and I would stop crying immediately. That was when I was a little kid.
That's amazing, honestly. So it gave you comfort.
Yeah, that was amazing. Could you imagine? Here you're like some kind of God. Anything is possible if Nick Slaughter is somewhere in it.
After 1 week of being treated like a returning hero, after being honored with the stories and experiences of the Serbian people, after fulfilling a childhood dream on stage with atheist rap, the one thing that could have made it better happened. My brother arrived.
Johnny Stewart! Franco!
Oh, how you doing, buddy? How are you, man? I'm great. It's great to hear. Oh, it was fantastic. Oh.
This is my brother. I wore glasses because I know I'd be crying.
Yes, bravo, bravo. Bellissime signorine. Io voglio una donna. Signor Slaughter, one more thing we are very proud of here is our sense of humor.
Yes.
That's this crazy spirit. Slaughter oniče Serbia ti kliče spirit during hard times even. Did you notice that?
Yes. Well, I mean, I noticed that even the way we found out about all this was, part of it was the atheist rap song and, through Facebook. But the atheist rap song is very funny. Like, when I first read it, I thought, wow, these guys are really crazy. They think Nick Slaughter's that good. Oh, it's ironic, And it's okay. That's when I was like, I like these guys. So, yeah, the sense of humor is brilliant. And I've always wondered why my brother had such a twisted form of humor. When we sit at the Christmas table, when our whole family's around, it's always, at some point, my mom always kicks him out. And I love it, because he's very funny, but he's got a very dark, funny, cynical sense of humor, which I love. And we understand now that he came here, we understand where that comes from. In Canada, brat means like a little annoying kid that you want to slap, so it's perfect for him.
I don't want to slap you. Maybe later during the evening. Okay?
Yeah. I might like it.
Would you like to join us for a few questions, just? Two brothers, beautiful. Bravo. Fire Republica, Senor Nick Slaughter and his brother. Brother. Welcome.
Thank you.
Brother John, but originally Branko. Is it true?
It is true.
Welcome, Branko, John, in Serbia. What is your experience for the first time in Serbia? How do you feel?
I'll let you know in a month. Yeah. When he wakes up. Yeah, this is, to me, I'm dreaming. And somebody's going to wake me up in a minute.
Did you know that your brother was so incredibly popular in Serbia during the 90s?
Yes. He thought it was for him. I'm still in shock with the amount of people that are yelling, Nick!
And now, Nick's brother!
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yell, Nick's brother! Yeah. They like you.
They are your fan, and they got the shirts
Dusan, my younger son, he got collection of Hawaii T-shirts because of you. Not Milosevic. You've been the #1 in 90s in this part of the town.
Is that right?
No, I'm not joking, I'm telling you. Because still remember this 96, 97 protest, 88 days of protest related to the Belgrade and to this area. There was a few graffitis over here, like a slaughter for president. This part to be called Nick Slaughter place in Belgrade.
Nice talking
And
to
we
you.
will make a plate there on the wall.
Oh,
I promise.
beautiful. And there's a space there.
Yeah, I promise. And we will make if you agree with that idea.
I love the idea.
You will now sign it on the paper.
Yes.
And we will fix it on this part of the wall. This will be the part of the wall with explanation why this is tropical heat and Nick Slaughter place in Belgrade in Serbia.
I am honored.
No, we are honored. Of course, we got a lot of Tito's memorabilia.
Is that right?
Oh, I'm not joking. I will show you the Marshal's belt.
Come on.
I got the original one from Tito. I'll show you now, immediately. Hold on.
We're going to go see Tito's belt.
You think I'm joking with you? This is the Marshal's Tito original uniform belt.
Jesus.
Yeah, there is only two in existence. One is this one.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not joking. Look.
Well, how big was he? Let me see here.
Yeah,
See
just
the
right.
size.
Just right.
He had a bit of a belly, huh?
Of course, of course. And when war started in Sarajevo in April of 1992, we organized the huge concert downtown Belgrade with title, You Can't Count on Us. We don't want to be involved in this war. This has been the first anti-war message from Belgrade to the Sarajevo. Sarajevo was, at that time, was under the heavy bombing. And we had, you are not alone, we are thinking about you. And during these 88 days of protest at the end of 96, beginning of 97, the students wanted to organize huge concert, and I had a part of that. We organized the biggest ever concert in Belgrade. It's 700,000 people there for the Orthodox New Year 1997. And you know, atmosphere was good. Temperature was -6, -7. But so many people sing all night, and they dream about changing the system, about becoming the normal. But our destiny is not to be normal. What should you do when there was no light on the street, no petrol for the car? You've been like in the jail in the houses, because there was every day some kind of riots on the street, demonstration, you know, patriotic, anti-patriotic stupidities. To survive during the 90s, your role been very important. Because during the sanctions, during the psychological downs, the way how you joke on your shows, the way how you promote the beauty, the humor in tropical heat, how you solve the problem with small pistols, that's something that, it's better for the kids, for the generations to grow up watching and smiling to your show than watching and crying to the TV news at 7:30. Watching, the burned cities, the people laying on the street of the towns that we used to love. In Dubrovnik, in Sarajevo, in Vukovar, anywhere. And that's been something very important for our psychological health, if I can say that. But you must understand, you can't believe what you did for the growing generations. This was the way out of bad reality. And can you imagine how we lived at that time, the end of 93? And everybody been depressed, without any energy. And suddenly, they put on every single TV your show, Tropical Heat. Why? Because the colors been different. The guy with a ponytail, and the humor and his shirts, he brought the kind of hope, the kind of something we've been missing. You go in front of TV and you see the beautiful sea, the beautiful color, the crazy guy. You know, and that's something. And I said, there is no power in politics that will throw me out of this country. And I want my boys to help this country to be a better place for my grandsons. This is our duty.
The first seed of the Nick Slaughter for President phenomenon was planted in Žarkovo in the mid-90s, when a young graffiti artist wrote on a wall, "Nick Slaughter, Žarkovo hails you." So it was fitting, I think, that we decided to commemorate our stay in Serbia by coming back to Žarkovo, where it all began, and planting one last seed.
I would like to thank the organizers of Da Žarkovo Niče Action for giving me the opportunity to be here today for the maple tree planting ceremony. Since 1965, the maple leaf has been the centerpiece of the national flag of Canada, and the maple tree bears the leaves that have become the most prominent Canadian symbol, nationally and internationally. Today's event and the whole story of Nick Slaughter, Rob Stewart, visit to Serbia presents an unusual but refreshing link between Canada and Serbia. Although I'm an ambassador and he is an actor, I believe that Rob and myself, we have a lot in common. We are both building bridges between our two countries and our two peoples. I have to admit that Rob has done a terrific job in the last 2 weeks of bringing Serbia and Canada even closer together.
Well, I want to thank the town of Žarkovo not only for their present kindness, but for starting this whole phenomenon, which is beyond my understanding, but it's a wonderful thing to receive this kind of beautiful, innocent energy. And from the bottom of my heart, from my brother as well, from Liza and Marc, who came with me from Canada, this has been the most extraordinary 2 weeks of our lives, and I have you to thank for that. And I just wanted to say today, as the ambassador said, this planting of the tree is a small metaphor with great meaning of bringing countries together through simple acts. And the fact that it's an organic, growing thing, this tree, represents to us that your country that we've fallen in love with needs to be tended, needs to be protected, needs to be watered. It's not a country that belongs to any politician. It's not a country that belongs to any political party. It belongs to you. And so I just beg you, on behalf of the Canadians that would love to come back here and enjoy this fair country, to protect it and let it grow. Da Žarkovo Niče.
I flew out of Belgrade with a 41-degree temperature. I had been having such fun for those 2 weeks in Serbia that I'd forgotten to eat, forgotten to sleep. And when I came to Toronto, I had to go straight to a hospital and get some meds and rest for 3 days. But it was really good to do that because it allowed me to finally digest what had happened. For the entire 2 weeks there, a curious phenomenon happened. I just emptied myself of myself because I didn't know how to be what they expected me to be. So I don't know, I sort of just became diaphanous. I became clear. I just let them project their joy and I let it come right back out toward them. I didn't know what else to do. But back in bed in Canada, I was able to digest the whole thing. And it occurred to me that all my adult life I've been ashamed of that show, that my one moment of fame was reduced to a ridiculous beach bum ponytail detective. And I realized after coming home from Serbia that it doesn't matter if you're an actor or in the entertainment business at all. Any small thing you do can have enormous effects. And these days with Facebook and social media, it can have effects all around the world. So it gives me comfort now and confidence that every life has meaning, every action has meaning. It may not come back to you for 20 years. You never know. And maybe it's just one person, it's not a country. But everything does have a meaning somewhere.